All right, we are live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we got a lot to talk about in our live stream. There's a ton of stuff to recap since our live stream we did last Monday, okay? We're going to talk about several multi-million-dollar opportunities for blockchain developers, okay? There's a ton of crazy stuff happening right now in the space. One of the things I'm seeing right now is that we're in the middle of this cryptocurrency bear market that, all the opportunities for developers have dried up. It's absolute nonsense. I'm going to show you some cool opportunities today. We're going to look at a lot of other things that have happened in the space, again, since that live stream we did last week. Check out the cryptocurrency markets, look at some of the crazy blow-ups that have happened over the past several days, some looming fears on the horizon, and a whole lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to become a blockchain master, learn these skills from scratch, step by step, start to finish, so that you can land your first blockchain job, take advantage of some of those opportunities I'm talking about in this video, then definitely head over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. All right, so we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Cody, Andy is Meta, David Stone, Jay Lee, Venture Warrior, Eileen, ENIAC, Mr. Pickle, Prod Bruce, Yash, Daria, Jay, Justin, welcome. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about some multi-million-dollar opportunities for blockchain developers that are available right now in this space, all right, with a clear path forward to capitalizing those opportunities. I'm not talking about, hey, just go invent some application and go out there and launch it and become, sit back and watch it print money. There's a lot more to that process than is that simple, but there are some pretty clear opportunities right now here for blockchain developers with a price tag affixed to them. So again, one of the biggest things I'm seeing right now is people are very scared about the state of the Web 3.0 industry because cryptocurrency markets have been down. But I've been saying for months now on this channel, like, hey, I was here in 2017, 2018, 2019 when the space got really quiet and people were worried if crypto was going to go away. All right, it definitely did not. And I was working through that entire period. Okay, and then we have a very similar opportunity right now on the table where there's some pretty clear high value opportunities for blockchain developers today. So one example is somebody sent me this over this team is looking for, Solidity engineer. They did a brief outline of the compensation here in the tweet thread. This is Scott Lewis. They've been working on the new Canto project. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know exactly what this role all entails, but basically, they're advertising like a $360,000 base salary, total compensation expected to be $1 to $3 million per year. So I imagine there's some type of equity, whether that's with tokens or some maybe even revenue share of whatever these protocols are created. But basically, this is someone who's supposed to be, this needs to be a good Solidity engineer, right? This is not going to be for just like rank beginners, right? I'm not trying to, I want to be very clear about what this opportunity is, right? But basically talking about, shipping a bunch of new protocols. As soon as you wrap one up, you've got a new one to work on. And it looks like they're trying to build out this ecosystem. That's what I can guess from the post. Again, I don't have all the details. Somebody actually just sent me this when I wasn't watching Twitter over the weekend. But it's not a sponsored post or anything like that. But I follow Scott and know basically what they're working on. But that's another example of a pretty crazy opportunity that's happening right now, even in the middle of this bear market that we're a part of. Because again, so many people are like, hey, where's the opportunities? Well, that's a pretty good opportunity for somebody with some experience, okay, to absolutely print some serious cash as just a developer without having to come up with a bunch of ideas and launch your own DeFi protocol and take on the regulatory risk, et cetera, et cetera. You basically just have a job and earn, 7 figures without having to start your own business or invest in cryptos yourself, which is a pretty rare opportunity really in any industry, okay? But that's what's possible to do as a really skilled blockchain developer who knows their stuff and can add a lot of value to a team, okay? And somebody, like I said, messaged me this, and this person was not a developer, and they were like, what? How is this possible? Like, I'm totally in the wrong field. And I'm sitting there going like, I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time. You know what I mean? And even if this was this time last year, like this compensation probably would have been higher, to tell you the truth. Okay. So, that's, to me, like the sticker shock kind of wears off after a while because it's so common for me to see these types of things. And sometimes I even forget that, like, it comes to a huge surprise to people that those kind of price tags actually exist for developer skills. And that's one reason I want to talk about in this video, because it's an opportunity for you all. Again, it's not something where you're just going to like watch some tutorials, you know, and binge on this over Christmas, right? And then come out and be able to perform this type of job. That's not what I'm saying. But that's where you could end up in your career as a blockchain developer. And most people do not have that type of upside in their profession at all, okay? Let alone one that they don't have to go in and actually like, you know, go back to school, get a bunch of fancy credentials in order to get that type of job. But like, you know, as a developer, you can just like, you know, learn, you can teach yourself and then eventually get to that point. So anyways, so another multi-million-dollar opportunity, like seriously multi-million-dollar opportunity for blockchain developers comes with the Uniswap version 3 permit 2 launch that just came out, okay? So Uniswap, you know, is one of the biggest used crypto projects out there. It's a decentralized exchange powered by smart contracts on the blockchain, okay? Since, you know, you can basically swap tokens inside of it. Also, it's got NFT features now, okay? But basically, they just created something called Permit 2 and the universal router. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details on what those are, but you can go read the blog post on that for more info. But basically, increases the flexibility of token approvals and aggregate ERC20s and NFT swaps into one, okay? But where's the opportunity for developers? Well, I've talked a lot about bug bounties on this channel, basically as something where you can go try to hack smart contracts in an ethical way, okay? Basically try to take money from them, find security vulnerabilities, and disclose them to the teams, and they will offer you, you know, quite a bit of money to just disclose this to them and how they can fix it, rather than taking the money for yourselves, because you know, that settlement is going to be way better for them to just go ahead and pay you to do it, because there could potentially be, you know, $1 billion on the line, right? So if you found a vulnerability in a protocol that would cost them $1 billion and might even be an existential threat to their project, then they're gladly going to pay you millions of dollars to disclose that, rather than, you know, hack it yourself. Because even if you hacked it and like you got caught and went to jail, it could still be the end of their project, right? And so that they want to incentivize you to act honestly in that case. So anyways, you know, the new bug bounty associated with this new Uniswap version 2 feature is upwards of $3 million in USDC. Okay, $3 million. So if you found a bug, they would pay you $3 million up to, right? Up to. So anyways, like, that's some serious cash. That's USDC, right? So again, it's not the type of thing where, you know, you're just going to go watch some tutorials and then, like, you know, this weekend go out and find some bugs in Uniswap contracts. You might be a genius. I don't know. But the vast majority of people probably aren't going to do this, right? And I'm not trying to mislead you in that regard, but that's what's possible in this space, okay? And I've got tons of videos on my YouTube homepage talking about how to hack smart contracts, how to get into this type of thing, how to get into ethical hacking and security auditing, because it's a huge skill in this space. And even if you study these contracts, right, and you were like trying to find the bug, what's the downside risk? The downside risk is you probably became a better developer for that process, right? Even if you didn't get the money, right? It's kind of you can't think of it totally binary in that regard, like, oh, I wasted all this time if I didn't get the money. Not necessarily, right? Like, you might learn something through that process that can, you know, add value to your career. So think about it that way. Like, this is a very valuable exercise with a massive carrot dangled at the end if you actually crack the code and figure this thing out. Okay. So anyways, you know, that's another pretty crazy opportunity. So, you know, really quickly, speaking of, you know, the job market and the developer opportunities, so one thing I did want to plug really quickly is, you know, here at Dapp University, you know, we help a lot of people get jobs as blockchain developers, and we're currently expanding our employment partner network. So basically, we're helping actually place people in blockchain developer jobs. Okay, so if you are, you know, a company or trying to hire blockchain developers, or you work at a company and you know they're trying to grow the team, or you're a recruiter, whatever it is, you know, we want to hear from you, because like I said, we're adding more employment partners to our ecosystem here. So let me, what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and take the application for the Employment Partner Network. I'm going to put it in the live chat replay. Okay, after this video wraps up, okay, I'm going to I'm going to stick it in the description. So if you're watching this live stream on replay, just check the description below. I'll put a link to the employment partner application, but you can also just check the live chat replay right there. I just dropped a link to the employment partner application because we'd love to hear from you if you're trying to hire blockchain developers. Because again, at the end of the day, our mission here is to help as many people as we can, fill this talent gap inside of Web 3.0, and we're helping place blockchain developers all the time, and we always looking for more people to help fulfill that opportunity. So definitely check out that application down below. So Landon says he's got a good chunk of his portfolio done. That's awesome. Okay, so another definitely big opportunity potentially coming to the pike. We're always hearing about airdrops, right? Even in the middle of this bear market, we're hearing about all these projects, drop new tokens, and people are getting rewarded for, doing that, right? Basically, people are rewarded for using technology early. So we got some potential airdrops coming down the pike. Okay, I've been making videos for better part of the year saying, hey, watch the Ethereum layer 2 ecosystem because we're probably going to see some airdrops in this space. I've been right on a couple of those. We've had the Optimism token airdrop that happened earlier this year, as I predicted. Okay, we haven't seen one from Arbitrum yet, but there are other layer 2s that we're definitely keeping an eye on, and it looks like the StarkNet token has been deployed. Okay, that's official, not just a rumor. So the StarkNet token is deployed live to Ethereum. Okay, so this is not, we do not have an official airdrop announcement, okay, yet. You can actually go watch, you can go check out the StarkNet blog post here to see their tokenomics and how they plan on actually distributing this. But we do have a StarkNet token live on the network. All right, so that's confirmation that there will be a StarkNet token. It's out there. We don't exactly know the details on distribution just yet, but if I had to guess, this will probably be distributed either by the end of the year or early, next year. That's my best guess here. Okay. So check out that for sure. Again, I don't think that's the last layer 2 that's going to be launching a token, probably with some type of airdrop. Okay. We've seen on questions like, is there going to be a token for ZK Sync? Their documentation just says yes. It doesn't really, it's pretty cryptic. It doesn't tell you anything more than that. It doesn't tell you how it would be distributed. But, the probably the best guess on a lot of these layer 2s is that if they don't have a token yet, like they're probably going to have a token. And you can probably position yourself for getting some free crypto just by, bridging over to the layer 2s and making some transactions spaced out over a long period of time, and actually legitimate transactions, like not just trying to, do the minimum and game the system, but like actually just be a user of some applications over time rather than just once. And so, one other thing coming up down the pike that you all should be aware of, a big opportunity for developers, kind of get ahead, in this ecosystem, okay, is definitely going to be the holidays coming up, okay? So if you're a U.S. Resident, right, of course we got the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, but pretty much across the world, vast majority of people are going to have a holiday season around the Christmas time. Okay. And, the world kind of tends to cool down during that period. So one big thing is like, that's a perfect time to double down and like get a jump start on, really cutting your teeth on some of these technical skills or getting past any big humps that you might have, been hitting, because, of course, it's a great time to spend time with family, catch up with friends, but you're probably going to have some downtime. All right. A lot of people get off work, and they sit around and just watch Netflix all day. But honestly, like that's one of the best times to like invest in yourself and invest in your skills. Okay. So you definitely to help take advantage of that. We're going to have a massive, Black Friday promotion coming up this weekend. Okay, so definitely check back if you're on the email list. Definitely check your email on Friday morning and be sending that to you. I'm not going to give away all the details just yet, but you're not going to want to miss this. We'll also publish a video on Friday on how to take advantage of that as well. So definitely use this holiday season to up your skills. Everything I'm talking about in this video, there's some crazy jobs out there for blockchain developers right now, some crazy opportunities to get multi-million-dollar bug bounties. Also just work remotely, build the next generation of Web 3.0. Despite the crypto bear market, there's a lot of exciting technology coming in the pike, and pretty killer. Okay. So just definitely keep an eye on that. So let's also drop in and take a look at the crypto industry, okay? Because that's kind of one of the hot topics, right now, especially with the FTX implosion. Okay, cryptocurrency prices are still kind of in the gutter. I'm going to kind of give you quick thoughts and feedback on that. Honestly, and a lot of people are, kind of tired of watching what's happening right now. There's been a lot of carnage, but we need to do a quick update on that from what's happened last week, okay? So, there's a lot of, I would say a summary of where we are right now is we're kind of in this, we're kind of in the carnage of the FTX blow up, right? And we're kind of trying to resolve, the damage that's been caused to the rest of the industry from that. Because, whenever you have somebody this major blow up, there's always other people that are affected that are kind of like trying to figure out, okay, who got hit, who got whacked, who's going under, who's going to survive, who's got to take out new loans or raise capital, or do some sort of drastic measure in order to survive through this. And that's kind of what we're working out right now. So we've seen things like, Genesis crypto lending unit halting customer withdrawals in the wake of the FTX collapse. Okay, so basically, Genesis Global Capital serves institutional client base that had $2.8 billion of total active loans at the end of the third quarter in 2022. Okay. Genesis Trading, which acts as Genesis Global Capital's broker-dealer, is independently capitalized and operated separately from that lending unit. But basically, their trading services remain fully operational. But there's still lots of questions about what's going to happen, okay, with these, and especially with the parent company of Digital Currency Group, who owns Genesis, who also owns CoinDesk, which I'm reading this article. Okay, so there's lots of questions on what's going to happen with major players like this. Okay, pretty much every other exchange that had exposure to FTX, there's a big question mark on that right now. What are some others? We're still seeing things like this, like Grayscale refusing to share proof of reserves due to security concerns as shares trade at 45% discount to Bitcoin. Okay. I don't have any insight onto what's happening behind the scenes, these type of things. Okay. I'm just telling you what's at the forefront of the conversation. I'm not pointing any fingers at any companies. I'm not trying to say like, hey, this is what's going on with this person, that person. That's just what the talk is, that is highly influencing the uncertainty in the market. Okay. And I think all of that uncertainty and fear is what's being reflected in the cryptocurrency prices right now, right? So basically, Bitcoin, we're pretty much at the lows, for the year. I think we've seen some wicks to slightly below these prices, okay, especially like when this blow up first happened, we came in the 1500s, but we're basically at the lows for the year, okay? Without any sort of significant reversal since the FTX blow up. We kind of got this like downward, wedge right here. Okay. So similar type of situation on the Ether price and others. Honestly, like, I know this is a kind of weak T, but like majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum still have held up relatively well, especially Ethereum in the middle of the crash here. Why do I say that, particularly with Ethereum? Well, it's like Ethereum still hasn't revisited the lows that it saw over the summer, and Bitcoin has broken down below the lows that it saw over summer. Most cryptos on page one of a website like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap have made new lows since they did in the summer, and ETH still hasn't done that. And I do think we actually are seeing some structural shift in the market for how it values ETH, because again, we're having ETH is being burned now whenever transactions are created, and it's actually deflationary since the merge. Okay, so you can see here was the merge that happened back in September. Here's the current ETH supply. It's less than the merge, and that's what I was saying before. The merge is on longer time scales. Like ETH is going to become deflationary, and it has. Okay, so we see a little bit of a tick higher It's inflationary since this point, right? But it's net deflationary since the merge. And I do think that we are seeing some of those effects played out in the market for the Ethereum price. In addition to people just seeing a better long-term value and long-term upside on an asset like Ethereum relative to Bitcoin, in my opinion, at price levels like this among peak fear and what's potentially on the roadmap in the future for Ethereum. Okay. So again, not too many people, that's kind of weak tea, right? Not too many people are getting that excited about $1,100 for Ethereum when it was, pretty close to $5,000 just this time last year. Okay, I know that's that's some real cope, out there, but I am trying to see the positive, despite all the relentless bearishness, and some things that you can watch out for despite all the downward price action for quite some time. And speaking in terms of like where we are with on-chain analytics, we're at a point where more than 50% of Bitcoin addresses are now in loss. Okay. So if we're looking for bottom signals, it's getting closer to that type of thing in terms of on-chain analysis. However, in previous bull cycles, we've had much, much higher percentages of that than we are now. Okay. Percentage of addresses out of the money rose to 62% during the depths of the 2015 bear market. 55% in January 2019. But we're getting close in terms of the actual on-chain metrics for market and bear market bottoms. Now, every bull market, bear market's different because there's different underlying factors that, cause markets to dump and cause markets to form bottoms. We got a lot of big question marks on the horizon for the global economy. We've got crypto-specific problems. We've got regulations potentially looming on the horizon. But there are definitely lots of metrics that could support these price levels being close to long-term bottoms. Now, whether we come back and revisit them, who knows, right? Doesn't mean we're just going to rip off to an uptrend. I'm not even saying these are the bottoms, right? But they could be. All right, there's lots of reasons to think they could be. Somebody says, hello, I need easy program I can build and deploy to Polygon within a week. Well, it's pretty easy to build an NFT project and deploy it to Polygon, and you're probably not going to have the same regulatory risk that you would by deploying your own cryptocurrency. Go check out the Zillow clone that I put out last month on my YouTube homepage. Somebody asked if I think the FTX ETH wallet is being used as a FUD machine. So I think I did see something when I just pulled up Twitter a second ago that the FTX hacker is like moving ETH or something. Let's just check it out. So let's check this out in real time here. Hacker is moving all its ETH right now in 15K lots. Seems like getting ready to sell. This is the FTX account drainer. That's people sending him ETH. Let's see here. So out. Yeah, 15,000 Ether. Still got a lot of Ether in there. But it's only 5,000. I say only 5,000, right? It's still a lot of Ether, but compared to the 15,000 lots that he was just draining. Let's take a look at that. I'm just pulling this up in real time. Like this happened since I went live, it looks like, or right before I went live. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick analysis of the transactions here. Let's just see here. 1 day ago. I mean, it looks like they've been transferring ETH out of the wallet since maybe past couple days. So out was 5,000 Ether 1 day ago. 10,000, 25,000. So about 35,000 Ether. Let's see, out 15,000, so 50,000 Ether. And then 65,000, 80,000, 95,000, 110, 125, 140, 200,000, 230,000 Ether. That's a lot of Ether. So we still don't have confirmation about whether this actually was a hack or whether it was, you know, some type of inside job or whether it was like, you know, repoed assets. We don't really know. We're going with hack because that's what the overwhelming social consensus has been, but social consensus can be quite wrong, taking it at face value. They thought it was a government seizure. I mean, we've heard so many different rumors on what it is, right? All right, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with all this. Let's see what happens with all this. But anyways, definitely check out everything I talked about today. There's a ton of great opportunities out there for developers right now. You know, if you're trying to hire more blockchain developers too, again, check out that link that I posted in the live chat replay. I'll go ahead and post it here again so that you can check it. I'll also put a link down in the description below. We are opening slots for our employment partners network to help place developers in jobs. And also we've got a big something crazy coming for Black Friday this weekend, so definitely check that out. I'll put a video about it on Friday. I'll also, if you're on the email list, definitely check out your email inbox for that. So that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps the videos out so the more we can learn about blockchain. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.